Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I'm doing my May TBR. I didn't get to all the books I wanted to in April, video on its way, so there are 3 books that are a continuation or a rollover from my April TBR. We'll start with those. The first one is Relics of the Dead by Ariana Franklin. This one is set in 1176 UK under Henry II. There are 2 skeletons found in Glastonbury Abbey in Wales, which is where Arthur and Guinevere are allegedly buried. When these skeletons are found, the people of Wales start getting really excited because if Arthur comes back, it means they don't have to be under Henry's rule anymore. Henry gets a little nervous because if Arthur and Gwen come back, it means he doesn't rule Wales anymore. So we follow the cast of characters throughout trying to figure out if these skeletons really are Gwen and Arthur. Also, there's a murder mystery involved in this, which just makes it 10 times more exciting. There's also Life in Motion and Unlikely Ballerina by Misty Copeland. This is an autobiography by Misty Copeland, the first African-American principal ballerina in ABT. I read the young reader's version of this, I guess March, and I enjoyed it, but it was oversimplified, so I'm really looking forward to getting into the adult version of it and hearing more in depth about her experiences. And then there is The Black Count by Tom Rice, which is a biography of Alexander Dumas' father, who was a count. I think it's in the 1700s, but I'm not entirely positive. Also really excited to read this because it's been on my shelves for about 2 years now. The new books that I want to read, I just kind of went a little wild this month and decided I was going to see how many books I could read in May. The first one is Rebel Queen by Michelle Moran. This follows Queen Lakshmi of India as the Brits take over India in 1840. She fights them and there's an all-female army. She is a historical figure. I don't know much about her. My knowledge of Indian history is very limited to Shah Jahan and his family. He's the emperor who built the Taj Mahal. So I'm super excited to read this historical fiction about a woman I know nothing about. I also want to read Drinking in America by Susan Cheever. This is a nonfiction that I picked up actually maybe only a year ago. Primarily because of the name. It just sounds fun. It's obviously all about the history of alcohol and drinking in the States. It's pretty short, it's a nonfiction, but I'm really excited to find out what it's all about. I also want to read The Map of Time by Felix J. Palma. This is a fantasy sci-fi book where literary classics and people start disappearing just out of nowhere. And so a rather skeptical H.G. Wells, yes, author of War of the Worlds, has to go find out what's happening and stop it happening. Apparently this is a trilogy, which I only learned today, but that's fine, I'll get the other 2 books later. This book has just continually caught my eye for the last couple of weeks while it sat on my shelves. It is a little bit of a longer book, but I'm really hoping that after finals I have the time to sit down and read this. It follows 2 people, one in Europe in 1940 and another in London in 2018. There's spies and obviously books and a library, and it sounded really fun. And again, cover, sticking with World War II apparently. I also want to read A Higher Call by Adam Makos. This is a World War II aviation nonfiction. Americans flying over Germany about to die, and a German pilot comes along, I think saves them, but I'm not sure because I haven't read the book and I don't know. But I'm really excited to read this. I love World War II history. It's just fascinating and heartbreaking, and this has also been sitting on my shelf for several years now, so it's about time I got to it. And then the last book I want to get to is The Mermaid and Mrs Hancock by Imogene Hermes Gawar. This follows Jonah Hancock, who, his first mate, comes up to him and tells him, "Sir, I sold your ship for a mermaid." What everybody wants to be told, right? And from there, we meet a courtesan who teams up with Hancock, and they have to figure out how not to be destroyed by the mermaid, because I think that the mermaid is essentially a siren in this, or has siren elements, and they have to also deal with the repercussions and the fame, I assume, of having a mermaid in the Georgian period in England. I kept seeing this book when I was in the UK, so I finally bought it last month and just ordered it from Amazon UK. I'm really excited to read this. Also a bit of a heftier book, but finals will be over fairly soon, so hopefully I have the time to sit down and read some of these books. They're all of the books that I want to read in May, or at least many of the books I want to read in May. If I had my way, I'd read all of the books in May, but I can't do that, so we're sticking to this pile. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up down below. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button down below. As always, I will leave my Goodreads linked in the down bar if you want to check out what I read. But until my next video, bye.